Hi everyone, welcome back to Defend Philly. We are back for another episode after a whirlwind of a day yesterday. We had the Eagles lost, the Phillies lost, and most importantly, the Flyers lost. The Flyers lost their season opener, not their home opener, their season opener on the road in Florida against the reigning champions,
Back to back
the back-to-back, the
champions.
going for a dynasty champions. They lost in what was a surprisingly close game.
I know. I actually, to be honest, I felt uh, okay about some things, and we'll get into that. But
I
yes,
was really surprised.
in what way?
Um, in a good way.
Okay.
I will break it down in a minute. Before we break it down,
Yes.
first, Lewis, I need you to explain your setup for the triple header.
Oh
What you
yeah,
have
yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
Yeah, so it was a historic day. Some may say a day that lives in infamy, October 9th of 2025. Um, the day that, yeah, all three Philly teams that were playing lost.
Sixers
So
didn't need to play for us to be disappointed in them.
yeah, we're always disappointed in the Sixers, so it's fine. Um, I had the Phillies and Eagles on my team. So okay, the Phillies started first. First pitch was at 6:08. The Flyers then dropped the puck at 7, and the Eagles played Thursday Night Football at 8:15. So we had the Phillies on my TV in my living room, and that was going for a good hour. And then when the Flyers dropped the puck, I actually flipped the TV to the Flyers, and my dad was like, "It's playoff baseball, and this is the first game of the Flyers season." I'm like, but I want to watch the Flyers. He's like, no, we have to have the Phillies on the TV. So, after arguing a little bit, I left the Flyers on the TV. He had the Phillies on his phone. And then when the Flyers went to intermission, I flipped back to the Phillies, and we were just kind of juggling it a little bit there for a little bit. And then ultimately, when the Eagles started, we transitioned to Eagles Phillies on the TV. I had the Flyers on my phone. And then when we would go to the Eagles on the TV, he'd be watching the Phillies on his phone. And I had the Flyers on my phone. And then we kept switching Eagles Phillies on the TV. And and I just had the Flyers on my phone.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, I had
yeah, what was
the
your setup?
desktop monitor in front of me was
Okay.
Flyers.
Okay.
My laptop was open to Eagles, and then I had Phillies on the TV.
Flyers on the desktop.
Desktop monitor, because
Then
I
what
was
was,
at work. So I had
yes.
desktop monitor in front of
Yep.
me, Flyers,
Yep.
TV in the corner,
Okay.
Phillies,
Oh,
Phillies
okay.
audio on.
Okay.
So Flyers muted,
Yep.
and then on this computer
Yes.
underneath the Flyers game, which was front and center,
Right.
was the Eagles, and I
Eagles
had
game.
that unmuted as well,
Okay.
or
Oh,
unmuted
wow.
as well. So I had two, but
Dual
it
audio
only
streams.
it didn't really impact me that much. Like it was
Okay.
good. I have really bad ADHD, so this was like the dream case scenario for me. I could like lock in on all three at the same time. I was loving it. I was loving it because I could focus.
Well,
Um,
which is crazy. You're focusing on three things at once.
because like the Phillies, it was great because like the Phillies would go, like they'd be switch it. It'd be like the middle of the fifth, and I
Yeah.
could lock in on the Flyers
Right.
game, and then the
Right.
Flyers
Right.
would go to intermission, and then I could lock in on the like there's so many breaks in modern sports that like
Yeah.
I have a hard time staying hooked. So this was perfect.
It's all those TV timeouts, the TV
This was
contracts.
perfect. I sound like a screenager. But anyway, getting into the Flyers, they
Yes.
had a surprisingly good performance.
Yeah.
Um, but I'd say even more surprising than that was the starter in net.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
It surprised me a lot. You actually tagged me in a tweet, and it was Jackie Spiegel from the Inquirer, and she was like, "Oh, it looks like Dan Vladar is off the ice first in Florida. Mate, he'll probably get the start." And I was like, "Dan,
Huh?
Dan Vladar," because I mean, for a couple years now, ever since Carter Hart kind of went away, Sam Harrison was looked at as the guy. Even last year, I mean, Fedotov was terrible. Kolosov was terrible. So Sam Harrison, you know, being as bad as he was last year, he was still kind of viewed as the guy.
Yeah.
And then all
And
of a
everyone
sudden,
expected him to get the start.
right. And then
Like
all of a
that was
sudden,
breaking news.
yeah, and Jackie Spiegel and then Charlie O'Connor from PHLY, he confirmed
Everyone.
it. They
Yep.
all confirmed it. Tocchet said Vladar's getting the
Yep.
start.
And I was shocked by the move, but I love it. And the way he performed against this Florida Panthers team, I mean, you have Brad Marchand, you have these strong players that have played together. Obviously, it changes year to year. It's not the same roster every year, but you have some strong chemistry on the ice, and you have a team that knows how to play with one another, facing a team that hasn't made the playoffs in what, how long? So it's like the way Vladar was able to carry himself and carry the team. I mean, he saved 32 of 34 shots. He
Yeah.
kept the Flyers in that game. He was sliding from post to post. He was in it. Some of those saves were insane. I was more than happy with his performance, and I think he really kept the Flyers in this game.
Yeah, and it wasn't just like a couple weak wristers here and there, or oh yeah, like a dump in that happened to go on net and they consider it a shot. He was facing some really quality chances from a team, like you said, the Florida Panthers, who have done a good job and purposefully have retained that roster. Their ownership saw the core that they had
Yep,
together, won back-to-back Stanley
yep.
Cups, have been in contention for years,
Years.
signed all these guys to contracts, keeping a guy like Brad Marchand,
Yep,
seemingly one of the last pieces to the
yeah.
puzzle last year at the deadline. They get him, they go win a cup again. They're keeping all these
They
guys
signed him to a
around.
ridiculous contract. They were
Long
able
contract.
They were able because every year I feel like there are these adjustments to the team and it breaks the core. Look at the Eagles, the
Yep.
adjustments, the small changes. But this Florida Panthers team knows how to make those adjustments that are inevitable in the offseason and keep that core together and keep a strong group.
Yeah, and it's funny, even without Alexander Barkov, their captain, getting hurt, and he's out
Mm-hmm.
for what's seemingly going to be the
This
whole season.
season.
It, they still find a way and put together a quality performance. I mean, they outshot the Flyers 34. I think it was like 18. Let's see with the
It was,
uh
yeah. And
yeah, 20, 34 to 20 shots that the Flyers had. And again, quality chances on Dan Vladar, and he stood tall.
now, let me say, the Flyers were putting up some quality offense. I was not mad with what I was seeing. I think that the reason I was not mad is because I think Owen Tippett has finally found his groove, and what I was seeing it made me very happy. I think he's turning into the player that we've always wanted him to be. We meaning me. I've always been hopeful for him, and I know that the stats don't show it necessarily. I think that they obviously only scored one goal. It was Noah Cates. But they had some opportunities and they were able, like, for lack of a better term, they were able to hang. Like they could keep up and they weren't trailing, kind of playing like defensively. They were in that game. And that's something I haven't seen from the Flyers over the past couple of years. And I haven't been able to see like against a team like the Panthers where you can not only keep up, but put your own in there and like kind of be able to generate offensive opportunities and not play scared. What'd you
Yeah.
see?
No, yeah. I definitely saw some things that I wasn't super happy with. The defensive core is not great. I mean, that kind of shows you why there was 34 shots on Dan Vladar. Again, major props to Vladar for standing tall back there. Um, but I wasn't completely disappointed with the way the offense looked. I think against a team like Florida, the Flyers emphasized size in the draft. They emphasized keeping guys like Rodrigo Abels, who's going to be on the fourth line. It seems like third, fourth line, bigger guy. They're keeping guys like Nick Deslauriers around. Christian Dvorak's not small. Garnet Hathaway's, more of a heavyweight guy. So, I mean, obviously, Noah Juleson, who is an addition in the offseason, he's a bigger guy. Travis Sanheim, Nick Seeler, Yegor Zamula, they wanted to add a little bit of
Yeah.
size. So I don't think they were getting pushed around as much. yesterday. It looked like their physicality matched pretty well. I will say I wasn't super impressed with the flow of the flow of the Flyers game. They looked like they were running around a little bit, but it is game one under a new head coach with, I mean, Abels, I'm just looking at the roster here. Abels, Dvorak, Zegras, Jinning wasn't up here. Juleson's new. You have all these new players. It's not going to be smooth sailing the first game, especially in a new system. They've only had training camp, rookie camp. I don't believe they were really running systems per se. They were just
No,
getting a
no.
workout. So it's only been 3 or 4 weeks that they've been running Tockett's system. So I think there's going to be more to come. I mean, to your point, it's the score kind of shows it. It wasn't the most lopsided in shots either. They only got outshot by 14, so which isn't good,
For
but
the
it wasn't
Flyers?
right. Exactly. It wasn't like, the Panthers had 40 shots and the Flyers had 10.
No.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
wasn't
and I think
super
part of the
lopsided.
like not coordinated, like the performance on ice or like the kind of running around was their defense is, you made that point, their defense is not where it needs to be. And I think part of that could be, I mean, Cam York's still out, so we're still doing that. I mean, the pairing of Zamula and Juleson was not something that I'd like to see again. I think that the team took an opportunity, like tried something out there, didn't really work. But this team, I mean, if you get your defense together and you can kind of string together more cohesive like flow from the defense, the offense, that transition, I could see this team making the playoffs, being a
I
team people want to watch. I don't know which one's more important. Maybe a team people want to watch. We'll go with that for now. It's game one.
I think in Philadelphia at the moment it's probably the more important thing, at least for the fan. I mean, for us, obviously, we know what the more important thing is making the playoffs. For the fan that might not be as locked into the Flyers, it's definitely a team that they want to, be entertained by.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, going toe to toe with the champs, look, did they get outplayed? In my opinion, yeah, they got outplayed, but they kept it close. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
2-1 game against the back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champions with a roster that looks pretty similar to who won the Stanley Cup. So
And a lot of their shots, like, I mean, it could have easily been a tied game if it wasn't for that post. I think they hit the post a couple times in the end there.
Noah
And
Cates had
then
a sweet move. He undressed Sergei Bobrovsky and hit the post. I mean, that was pretty nasty. Walked a defender and then really, really got close to scoring. So you're right. I mean, it could have been a tie game.
could have been a tie game. Could have been, I mean, a 0-1 start. I wouldn't have been mad about that.
That's
But
true. I wouldn't have been mad.
I mean, the fact that they were even able to do that at the end of last season, if you told me that the Flyers were going to keep up with the Panthers and play a close game, I'd be checking in to make sure you were right there. Make sure you were okay.
Yeah. What did you think about the power play? I'm trying to look up the stats for the power play. It
I have,
didn't look good to me. Um,
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the advantage. I believe the Flyers took more, but of course I probably should have had this
The
pulled up
Flyers
before.
definitely just, yeah.
I think they took, here we go, more penalties. The Flyers had,
Well, also, before we continue,
yeah.
before you look that up, two things not necessarily on ice related.
Hmm.
And those two things are one, thoughts on the Bernie patch.
Yeah, I think that's a class move by the organization. They had to.
They had to.
Everyone was speculating it almost right away. Like, it seems like the
Yep.
Flyers are probably going to do something.
Yep.
Um, I don't know I mean, well, there's really only one broadcast. If you saw the Bernie Perrant tribute that they did with Jim Jackson's voice, that was great. I thought they did a good job.
I Before I have my opinions on that. You want to know them?
Really? Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
here are my opinions.
Okay.
So I have my three screens up. You have probably you have the two top teams in Philadelphia playing in these close matchups. Well, shouldn't be close, but close matchups. Eagles shouldn't be close.
No.
Phillies could be season ending, and you have all this going, and they make this beautiful tribute video. It was, I mean, I was blown away. It was very well done.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to play it then. It's the
Oh,
first game of the
yeah.
season.
Yeah.
But for timing, I hope they play that again, and I hope they play that at the Flyers games because no one was locked into that. I mean, that could have been a main storyline, but we have so much else, so many other things happening in Philadelphia at the time. Like, for me, I was like, this is not the time for me to lock in on this or for them to debut this. Like, if you wait till the home opener and debut it, then you don't have, you're not the third most watched game in
Right.
Philadelphia, let alone like nationally. You don't have people tuning in to watch the Flyers game. Everyone else, any sports fan, if you're a fan of multiple leagues, isn't tuning into the Flyers game. Like it was the lowest watched game, I think, not just in Philadelphia. Like there's so much else going on right now.
Right.
So what, I mean, it was beautiful, it was well done, but
It was beautiful, but I think you're right. I mean, I,
timing.
they had to play it then. They had to because it's the first game of the season. People will be wondering, what's going on. Why are they not talking about this in the first game of the season? I guarantee you, I will be at the home opener
Okay, I will
on
too Monday.
Monday. You'll be too. Yep. Um, I guarantee you they'll
Yeah,
definitely do a tribute in the building, and I'm sure they'll do a tribute on the broadcast.
yeah.
I think they would be wrong not to.
hmm do you have your power play stats?
Yeah, so it looks like the Flyers took 5 penalties to the Panthers one. Um,
Well, to be fair, the Panthers are coming off a game where they may have taken a couple too many penalties.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
They might be a little more disciplined today or last night than they were against the Lightning.
yeah, I did see how many penalty minutes was that? Like 500. It was something crazy.
I
It was
mean,
an
it
insane
was
number.
ridiculous, and the fine, not cheap. I mean, both teams got fined, and it was not, and there were some dirty plays in that game. I mean, so I think that maybe it's not for accounting purposes, for like
For the bottom line.
morale purposes, they were probably taking fewer penalties during this game, but I will say
Yeah,
the Flyers did um
yeah,
give up several opportunities.
yeah. The one hooking penalty. I think it was. I thought maybe they changed it because I think. Oh, here it is. Oh, the Dvorak hooking penalty against Jesper Boquist. I think it was that one. It was either that one or Tyson Forrester. I thought it was Tyson Forrester. Just pull the guy down, late in the game, like off a face-off stuff that late in
Yeah,
the game, like it's a tie game. I'd rather you not take the penalty there. But look, what did you think of the penalty kill?
I
It,
didn't look at it too closely. That's all
okay.
you.
It was it was all right. I mean, I think they were in both categories, penalty kill and power play. They were bottom 10 in the league.
Yeah.
It's difficult to put a number. It's difficult to cut kind of, I'm
Shorthanded
asking you
goals,
to,
however,
well, that was a couple years ago. We led the league in shorthanded goals. Travis
e-
Konechny was unbelievable with
insane.
shorthanded
Even in
goals.
the one preseason game I made it to, I was like, this better not be a theme again.
Yeah, I know.
But I think
The
that
power kill
based
as
on
they
what I
call it.
saw, the team from the past couple years has been better at scoring man down and yeah. And so that
Yeah, you're
and like
right.
defensively when they're man or when they're man up, let up more shorthanded goals.
Yeah, it
So
makes no sense.
the fact that if they break even this season, which it looks like if they don't do that this season, I'll be happy. And I think that based on what I did see, like we're not trending in that direction. I'm not completely happy with what I saw, but we're not trending in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. Again, it's game one. And say I was gonna say, I was about to really analyze it, and it's a little more difficult when I was watching 3 different games. I'd have to really go back and
Yes.
watch. But from what I saw in the 2 power play opportunities we had, it didn't look good. I mean, they
Okay.
were Florida was just clearing the puck every single opportunity. Guys weren't setting up. They looked like they didn't. It was playing hot potato. It was they were dumping and chasing on a power
Ooh.
play. Like you want to
Ooh.
maintain as much possession as you can on a power play, set up. My least favorite thing that a lot of teams are doing now on the power play specifically, they're doing this slingshot where they'll have a guy, take the puck up the ice, and then by the time they get to center ice, they're passing it back to the defenseman. And I don't know if it's supposed to push the other team back. I don't really know what the whole goal of that is. Is it supposed to get the other team back on their heels, and can it push them into their own defensive zone and then sling it back and gain some momentum? When NASA always talks about slingshotting spaceships around, the moon or whatever due to gravity. Is it that type of thing where they're trying to gain momentum by swinging a guy back and then making
Yeah.
an outlet pass? I mean, that seems to be what they do it for, but I think it's stupid. You're going all the way a whole zone backwards.
Yeah.
Just skate the freaking puck into the zone and set up. Like, I don't know. They were doing that
Fair.
last night, and I'm just
Yeah. I
making
think
me.
I've seen a lot of teams doing that, as you said, and I think
Seems like a new thing.
it's definitely an interesting thing that they've been doing.
Stupid. Just skate
Yes.
the puck in and get freaking possession. Um,
Fair. I mean, let's get the bare minimum down first, and
yeah,
then
let's just
uh
yeah.
the other thing, non-Flyers related, that I wanted to get your opinion on
Okay.
that I saw a lot was the surprise third jersey.
Yeah, the
I think
Kings.
Kings and
Oh,
Penguins.
you
The
know what? I
Penguins did
did
it
see that.
too.
I did see that.
And I gotta say, like, one, fine, but the fact that two teams did it surprised me. So basically, what happened is they released their jerseys for the season, and I know the Kings created a fake video.
Oh, really? So I didn't
Yeah.
see a whole lot of this. So you got to fill me in a little bit.
So the Kings warmed up in their old jersey, so like a fake jersey. Then they did a fake video of them coming out of the tunnel, basically, or like prepping in the tunnel. And then when the team actually came out, they were in the surprise third jersey that hadn't been
Oh,
released. And honestly, yes, love it.
that's
Love the
sick.
creativity. And the Penguins did something similar. They released a third jersey on ice that they hadn't before. And in an era, I mean, I've mentioned before, like I worked for the Bruins last year, and the Bruins jerseys for this year were leaked like halfway through the season last year. And it was like we found out kind of, and then Twitter found out. And we were like, well,
Yeah.
we can't confirm or deny anything, but like those are them. And so it's like the fact that they were able to pull this off is
Right.
amazing to me. And also I mean, while obviously you want to bring attention to the on-ice performance, doing something like this brings more audience to the off-ice performance and attention to what's going on behind the scenes, which I really like and I think is kind of sick because you don't see the like Eagles coming out with a surprise third uniform. Like it doesn't, so I really liked that move and I think that's something that I'm excited to see where the creativity around that goes moving forward.
I love they have the colorway, which is more of the Kings' recent colorway. This is the Kings specifically. It's got the black with the gray undertones, but they have this 70s crown from the purple and gold, which are to me some of the sickest jerseys ever made in the NHL. That purple and gold, I loved the purple and gold that the Kings had way back when. But the Kings alternates are sweet. I actually also really like the Penguins ones because
The
it's the
Penguins
all
ones,
like gold
all
yellow.
yellowy gold.
So
Oh,
nice.
and I'm not a big, obviously, not a
Yeah.
Penguins fan.
No, boo
Do not
Penguins.
like the Penguins. However, I will say that jersey is sweet.
Kind of sweet.
Kind of sweet.
Kind of sweet.
Okay. And before we finish up, I have one last talking point that's
Yes.
completely unrelated
Okay, completely
to
unrelated.
somewhat unrelated.
Okay.
Let's talk about the new ESPN analyst.
Oh, who might that be?
Who might that be?
Hmm.
The one, the only John Tortorella?
He's gonna be so anti-Philly.
He, honestly, I do not think he was what we needed in a coach at
No.
the time. Well, actually, I'm not going to even beat around the bush. He was not a good coach in Philadelphia. He did not do what we needed. However, in a place where he can openly criticize and bully people
Right.
and be mean, and that's where the ratings skyrocket, I'm like, come on, he found his spot.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm,
he was on TV before he was hired with us, right? He did an
mhm,
interim stint
yes.
there. And obviously that's where a lot of the famous quotes from him talking about it's the Michigans are too much of a showman
Yep,
playing and
yep,
all this
yep.
crap that he would spew. Um,
But he's back and I like it, except he's already has bad takes. He predicted that the Devils will win the Stanley Cup.
well,
Um,
Luke Hughes with 2 big points last night.
yeah, but Luke Hughes with a pretty defensive performance. We'll see. But I'm excited to hear this. I will tell you, ESPN will not be talking positively about the Flyers this year.
Probably not.
That's for sure.
Probably
Um,
not.
you were definitely correct on that, Sam, on that point. But I'm excited to see how it goes for him.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I mean, he's been in the game for so long. There's no denying his knowledge, and it
no,
seems like people, as a person, he seems like a good human being. He did a lot of things in charity.
yeah,
Maybe not interpersonally as a hockey coach, but it seems like in the community and things he would do a lot. Um,
yeah,
so maybe that side of him will come out as an analyst this time around. We'll see,
this time around. Or maybe not. We'll
or it won't.
see. We'll see. Um, as usual, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back very soon, probably next week with another episode as the Flyers season kicks off. Lewis and I will both be at the Monday night game,
Yep,
so stay tuned for updates. And as always, follow us on social media. We have Instagram, we have Twitter, and we have YouTube.
yep.
The Defend Philly Pod.
Thanks for tuning in.